get too far, I want to stop the video there. So this is a video of me riding my bike to a coffee shop and deciding to start the artist's way, or rather restart the artist's way. And I feel good about it. I sat in this coffee shop and I read the introduction, and I underlined and I highlighted some parts that felt really good to read and kind of just, I don't know, it felt like what I needed to read in the moment. Um, and I talked about the excitement of starting this, and any previous experience I have with it. And in order to not feel uncomfortable recording or talking in a coffee shop, I use my MacBook uh, camera to record. And I pretended like I was talking to someone I knew. I was like, hey, how are you doing? What page are you on? And then I would start with my thoughts. So like I was like having a conversation, and I must have been like so in character for this that I didn't actually record it. What I do have are a bunch of clips of me drinking my coffee and reading and showing off certain parts of this introduction. But none of the parts of me talking about how excited I am for it. So instead, I'm going to open the artist's way. Hold on. So instead, I'm going to voice over. Oh. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna play everything that I did record, and I'm just going to voice over the parts of the introduction that I highlighted or underlined, and how it felt to read, how it made me feel, how it currently makes me feel to re-step into the artist's way. So enjoy. Monday, March 10th, I am back at one of my favorite coffee shops here in town, and it is Big B. I did not like it the first few times I tried it, but trying this iced Neapolitan latte with almond milk, game changer. But yeah, I decided to ride my bike over here just to start the artist's way. The artist's way is something that I started, I want to say when I was 23 years old, and I was living in a tiny home, and it was short-lived, to say the least. I started it, and I think by week one, at the end of week one, I had already given up. But yet here I am, almost 29 years old, and I decided to give it another go. And my mindset around creativity is already so different, so I do hope that this is something I can commit to. I feel like I'm almost being tested a bit here, because I initially decided, you know what, I'm going to really document my experience doing the artist's way as more so of a way to keep me accountable. And then of course, I somehow forget to press record. So my thoughts will be sort of afterthoughts, but I will tell you some of the things I underlined in this book. The introduction talked a lot about the author's personal journey through creativity and creative expression, as well as talking about seeing our creative self as a higher power almost. This introduction talks a lot about God. They also talk about other names that may be used, whatever makes you more comfortable. It's not about believing in something if you're not a believer. It's about seeing something that is powerful, even within yourself. There's a part here in the introduction that says, when the word God is used in these pages, you may substitute the thought good, orderly direction or flow. What we are talking about is a creative energy. God is useful shorthand for many of us, but also so is Goddess, mind, universe, source, and higher power. The point is not what you name it. The point is that you try using it. For many of us, Thinking of it as a form of spiritual electricity has been very useful jumping off place. So that's what this is. This is my spiritual jumping off place, jumping into a pond of creativity. And I'm excited to see where this practice, I guess, takes me. Where this practice will take my creativity in recording, in editing, in girl dharma, my creativity in wake upism, in I bought a journal. How will it change what I perceive to be creative outlets? How will it change how I even view myself? I don't know. I'm excited. This is only the introduction. I did read a part that recommends you start your week on a Sunday. And so because this was a Monday, I do still have a few days before I do week one reading, but I do plan on getting each week recorded and posted. Again, just as a way to keep myself accountable. Yeah, if you have done the Artist Way in the past and you stood with it, I would love to hear your experience about it. Until then, thank you for, I guess, just being along for the ride.